Comp is still broken in Overwatch 2. Let me explain. Back in Overwatch 1, comp made a bit more sense in terms of ranking because it worked on a point-based system. You did your initial placement matches to get your initial rank, and then you played more to see if you can gain ranking. Wins gave you points and losses took away points. Makes sense, right? Doesn't seem flawed and actually gave players a chance to climb the ranks. But they changed the way comp works in Overwatch 2, no longer using the point system and instead relying on a system that reads your stats in each game and your win-loss ratio to determine your rank. On paper, this seems like a good thing. It analyzes your gameplay to rank you fairly in comparison to how other players perform at the same rank and higher ranks. But ultimately, this is flawed. Problem 1. ELO hell. If you don't know what ELO means, basically it's what matchmaking runs off of. High ELO means highly skilled players, whereas low ELO means lower skilled players. Now the problem with comp and ELO is because they want you to rank up in the modes, you can be a gold player and then either A, get put with people who are in Grandmasters, because even though they being Blizzard, said they fixed matchmaking, they have not, or B, because you had a shoddy game last game, whether this be because of levers, griefers, or your team just being bad. Mr. Elon Musk reads it as low elo. So even though you're in gold, because that last match sucked, you're going to be dumped with a bunch of literally unranked players who are on their first games of the season, and bronze players. Have fun carrying and then getting blamed for everything. Blizzard will constantly deny that ELO hell is a thing, and to be honest, what else would you expect from them? They don't even know what their own fanbase want anymore. Few $1 million company, by the way. Problem 2. There isn't really any indicator to how well you're playing and what rank you're gonna get put into. You're just kinda dumped there. Let me explain. Obviously, we know that stats play a vital part in this new ranking system, but we still don't really have a proper grasp on what is considered good. Because even if I do drop about 10k healing, maybe 3k damage buff, and about 7k damage myself as a Zenyatta, I'll still be putting gold, where I already am, even though I'm getting similar stats to people in GM lobbies. This system doesn't really work, it's like it's confused by itself. It can read that you're playing well enough to be in a certain rank, but then it doesn't compare your stats to higher ranking players. So then you're put in the perpetual loop of doing well, winning 5 games, and then getting told that you're either A, playing the same rank, or B, gone up by 1 rank from X3 to X2, thus creating the quote-unquote hard stuck problem. You think you're playing better, and you can see that for yourself in the stats after the game. The system basically goes nuh-uh, and keeps you where you already are in terms of rank. Problem 3. Levers. I know levers aren't just an exclusive to Overwatch comp thing, and they're a universal thing amongst FPS games, but Overwatch doesn't compensate the fact that you had a lever when it comes to the rank you get at the end of 5 wins. You remember that one game that someone left in yesterday when you were playing before you went on this crazy win streak? That counts as a loss. And as we both know, having losses on your card means that you're going to be put in a lower rank, which clearly isn't fair because you could have done really well regardless of a lever. This is just for mid-game levers, but people that leave at the start of games are so annoying. You're telling me I've been queuing for 10 minutes? This isn't even an exaggeration, by the way. This is how the queue times are. To have my game cancelled all because little Timmy's mum called him for dinner is such a pain. Blizzard said seasons ago that they're gonna crack down on this and punish leavers so there's less of an incentive for them to leave. But I'm yet to see this come to fruition. Overall, the state of competitive Overwatch, outside of Overwatch League and contenders, I'm talking about the game mode itself, is an absolute joke. It's in shambles. Believe it or not, these 3 problems that I've talked about today are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the hundreds of problems with comp. It's such a shame because at the minute, it's the only thing bringing people back to the game day in, day out. There's no real feeling of success from anything else in the game at the minute. Yes, you can max out the battle pass and get the prestige titles, but what can you do after that? People might argue that this is going to change in Season 6 because more is coming to the game. But after you've done those 3 half-hour story missions, if you choose to pay $15 for them, it then goes back to this dominant state of having barely anything to do other than grind comp to maybe rank up, depending on if the system and ELO is on your side.